All right, sorry for that. The technical difficulties got us there, but Oswego already up to a 3-0 lead. Like I was saying before, we want to welcome you to the Max Zeal Gymnasium in Oswego, New York. It's Paulie Beatty on the call. Right beside me is Kenny Gerard. Kenny, a little difficulties in the beginning, but we're finally here.
Yes, we are, Paulie. We're here for a good matchup. Oswego sitting at 13-3 on the season. Nazareth on the other end of the spectrum at 0-15, trying to pick up their first win. Paulie, it's going to be a good one.
Absolutely. I mean, they're hungry for it, but maybe not that hungry after that one. Just off the hand, and Oswego already out 5-0. But like you were saying, 0-15, they're hungry for a win here, Kenny. Season may not be over, but they already eclipsed their loss total from last year, which was 14. So a lot of climbing to do if you're Nazareth, and here you can start something early. Going on over to the Oswego side, setting it up, putting it down, but Nazareth was right there to dig it out. Here they go, passing it back over, bumping it up, trying to get it off the fingertips. And it was Sarah Harvey trying to save it there. Oswego already up 6-0.
Yeah, and Paulie, it's the old adage, stats don't lie. For Oswego, it's 696 kills on the season compared to the Golden Flyers, 299. The only stat the Golden Flyers had the Lakers in is errors. 291 compared to Oswego's 296, only 5 more for the Lakers.
And that shows in their record, winless as of right now, trying to make a statement here in Oswego, New York. Sets it up, and that one is out. Too much off the hand of Leah Fusilli. And Oswego keep on racking it up. They got a touchdown so far, and Nazareth, nothing. As we see here, the set, or rather the serve here, Nazareth's just trying to get it over. That one's out of bounds. They got to try and find the lines here and keep it within. Oswego already up 8-0. Timeout was called, and they're going to go back to the drawing board here for Nazareth.
Yeah, I think it's good for both squads to have a non-conference matchup. This is the 17th game of the season for Oswego, right? In their last two, they got a 3-1 win over Oneonta and then a 3-0 win over New Paltz. For Nazareth, it was 1-3 loss to Geneseo and 0-3 against Brockport. Now, a stat that I was looking out for is Nazareth has won a total of 2 sets on the entire season, putting their overall score at 2 set wins to 45 set losses. Now, I think getting out of conference, getting a matchup against a team that you haven't played since 2022 at home or on the road is an interesting one for them. I think they can pick something up. 0-7 on the road for Nazareth. They got to pick up a win eventually. They're going to try and do it against a Lakers team that's been on fire recently. Oswego has been on a win streak. That's 4 straight for the Lakers to win. They're 2-0 in the conference in the SUNY, which is tied for first with Cortland. And as for Nazareth, 0-2 in the Empire 8. They're tied for ninth, which is not last because SUNY Poly sits at 0-3 instead of 0-2.
And there you go, some good stats by Kenny. That's what I used to do, Kenny, but we switched spots here. But people forget that this Nazareth team had a 12-game win streak last season, but not showing for it. They have a loss streak, and that surpassed the 12-game win streak, and they're on the 15-game losing streak right now. Oswego set to serve on over, and let's see what Nazareth can do with it here. Serve goes right to Fusilli on the receiving end, and there they go. Maybe some momentum here for Nazareth as they will finally serve after 8 go-arounds where they had not garnered a single point.
Got to start somewhere, right, Paula?
Got to start somewhere, Kenny. A rainy, gloomy day in Oswego, and Nazareth doesn't want to make it any gloomier. That one off the hand of Fusilli, setting it back up. That was Trank on over. That one was up in the ceiling, could not get it there. Some miscommunication as Madison could not get it, could not dig it out of the ground there. And Oswego keeps on rolling, 9-1.
It's what Oswego's done so good all year long. It's finding those holes in the defense. They can find a gap and place the ball there just so perfectly. It's what's led to Oswego's success early on here in the season.
And just like you were saying, Nazareth with a bunch of errors, and that almost costed them there again. And another one, that one sent by Priscilla McReynolds. Gets Oswego double digits here in the first set.
And McReynolds has been great all season long. And again, you see it there. They find that back end of the court, put it in perfectly, and there was no chance for the Golden Flyers to get to that one as they set it off again.
No one else you want the ball to be off the hands of other than McReynolds. As that one goes out of bounds, you see triple ones on the board, and Oswego's got 2 of them. It's 11-1 in the early going.
We talked a little bit about it earlier. Errors for Oswego, 296, which is more than Nazareth. who is sitting at 291 coming into this game. We've seen a couple so far here early on. Nazareth has really got to lay off the errors and make some good decisions. While right there, now Oswego makes one. So here we go, Paul. I guess it goes on both sides,
Absolutely.
right?
The announcer jinx right there. Nazareth gets their second point off of an Oswego error, but like you say, stats don't lie. You see, Oswego leads in every other statistical category other than that. As Oswego trying to get something going here, a block at the net, but Oswego gets it to go right back over. Nazareth there as Trank sets it up, a block there, and Oswego tries to get it. Now Nazareth just bumps it over on the Oswego side, and that one could not be taken by Fusilli as McReynolds again gets the point. Oswego back up by 10. It's 12-2 now.
Oswego's defense has been lethal all year long. 1,012 digs so far in the season. On the other side of the court, 578 for Nazareth. So if that Oswego defense continues to play as it has all season long, we're looking at a good game for the Lakers.
As you see, there's some miscommunication. They just need to get this one back over, and they do safely. That one, Fusilli is up. Tries to spike it off. Hit the hand of an Oswego player, and that's Sarah Harvey, who gets it on over, and it's the third point here for Nazareth. As we're going to get the ball in, and it will be Madison Wetch to get the ball over for Nazareth. Let's see if she can do it. It's a net scraper, but does the job. Trying to get it over is Oswego, and they do. Fusilli up. This one was Harvey, and gets a second point here for Nazareth. Cuts the lead down to 8. As Oswego is now up 12-4. That was some hard math for me, Kenny.
Sometimes math is difficult, Paulie. That was a good play there from Nazareth. Get themselves on the board and cut the lead down.
We're comm majors, not math majors, so you will get some dead air on some of those. That's a nice dig there by Nazareth. They set it up. That one, dug out, but now that one is in the stands. A fan hit it, but that won't count there. Nazareth has some momentum here after going down 9-0. They're crawling back. It's 12-5.
Yeah, Nazareth does that a lot. I mean, early on in the season, most of their first sets, they fall behind early, but then they proceed to come back. This is not a team to look over, Paulie, for Oswego. I think this team can be lethal the late goings of the match, and we've seen it here early on in the first set.
Obviously, anyone can get cocky against a team who is winless. But again, now they cut the lead in half, 12-6 by Nazareth. Again, momentum is on their side. Oswego needs to find out exactly what they're doing here and needs to get some points on the boards. They haven't scored in a couple rounds here, Kenny. As Nazareth serves it over, almost got a point there. Just flopped it into the other zone, and now it's Oswego. That one off of Bush. A block that gets put right in the back, or right into the face of McReynolds. And another win there for Nazareth, 12-7. They've been on quite the streak here, Kenny.
Now the Golden Flyers are flying right back into this one, Paulie. Their defense has turned it up. You know, we were saying Oswego is finding those soft spots on the court, and Nazareth has really locked it down, making some really good plays. And now they're starting to exploit Oswego on the edges, and when they can't really get to the ball quick enough. So good play from Nazareth so far.
Absolutely. You've seen a couple of plays at the net, couple blocks from either team, but Nazareth has taken advantage of them. As you see there, Oswego turns it the other way. Finally a point, 13-7 now, as Nazareth tried blocking that one, but couldn't get it over the other side of the net. Nice serve there and a block at the net, just trying to get something going. Bumps it over very weakly. Here we go again, trying to look for something, and Oswego gets it. Flails on over, another block at the net. Oswego trying to get something going here to only bump it up to Nazareth's court, and that was Harvey. And she gets another point there for Nazareth. 13-8 in the early going. As a team who goes winless, they're putting up a lot of fight in the early going here. 13-8 the score. And a sub in for Oswego. It's going to be Harvey on the serve, and that one hits the net. Another error there for Nazareth. They got to clean those up, but in the early going, they've been pretty all right there, Kenny.
Yeah, Paulie, looking over the Oswego side, on the far side of the court, Juliana Santafemia has been phenomenal. She's been flying all over the place, making some great saves, and getting down near the line. She's been fantastic so far for this Lakers squad.
The sophomore out of New Windsor, but that serve goes out of bounds. Nazareth creeping up now, only down by 5. Right now they are not showing a team who is 0-15 against a 13-3. Obviously very lopsided, but the score here in the first set would say otherwise. Nazareth gets it over. We lose that one in the roofing. That one's set over. Very awkwardly near the net, and that one is put down by Oswego. Another point there, 15-9. And Oswego gets the serve here.
Now, Paulie, we touched on it a little bit earlier, but this all-time record between these teams, Nazareth has had the Lakers number dating back to 1981. Oswego is 10-22 against the Golden Flyers. In their last matchup, it was a win at Nazareth, 3-1.
Never judge a book by its cover or by its record. As in the history books, Nazareth, like you said, has had Oswego's number. That's one of the Golden Flyers almost went tumbling into the camera down there. Oswego, a 7-point lead here. They need 9 more to win the first set. Like you said, 2 sets all season, not good for the Golden Flyers, as that one blocked at the net. They just need to get it over, and they do. Back to Nazareth. That's Trank who gets it up. And that one blocked. Glos puts it back up and back over into the Oswego zone. Set up, no one there. Like we were saying earlier, they're finding the zones where the Golden Flyers are not, and that's exactly what they did there. Right back up to 8.
Now, Paul, I got a little fun fact for you here. We talk about how long these two teams have been playing. Back in 1981, the number one song of the time these two teams met for the first time, Endless Love by Diana Ross and Lionel Richie. Look at that one, Paul. They've been playing for a long time and never in the same conference.
A very great tune there, as Nazareth gets a point there. Almost stayed inbounds. Thought it was off a hand, but Nazareth now in double digits, 17-10. That was a good pull there, Kenny. That's a good tune.
Lionel Richie is great. I mean, how do we not talk about that? But yeah, Nazareth has come back quickly. I mean, they're only down 7 right now. Got to get some points on the board here, though, late to make sure that the Lakers don't get to that magic 25 and take the first set.
Absolutely. They keep this one in just over the net very awkwardly. A block there, almost double hit by the Oswego State Lakers. They're trying to set up here. Another block. Oh, but they dig it out. Going back, a one-hand reach, and they get it there. Another block there from Nazareth. They set it up. Oh, another block by Nazareth. Keeps it in their own court. That one blocked, but it's dug out again. The left-hand reach, did it stay in? Yes, it did. Oswego the point. What a series of events. Nazareth wanted that one, just back and forth. Couple blocks. A bunch of hard-hit volleyballs, but Oswego comes away with the point. Very hard fought there.
I'll say it is a hard-fought point for the Lakers. Both teams going back and forth as the Lakers commit an error right there, but that was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, blocks, digs. It was great. That was a great back and forth for both squads, but the Lakers, what they've done all season long is prevail in the long run and stick around just long enough.
That's textbook volleyball right there as Oswego serves it right into their net. So very lengthy and then very short possession there. And Oswego here, right off the fingertips, and Nazareth gets the point again. They're climbing back. Like we've seen this early going, Oswego likes to get a lot of their points in a good chunk, and then Nazareth, like they've done already previously, they're just chipping away. A nice dig there by Oswego. Could not get it up. Double hit by Oswego. That is Bishop on the double hit. Nazareth again. 5-point lead for Oswego. And as they've done all match right now, they've squandered some big opportunities as this one is in their zone. They just need to get it over, and they do. Bump set spike action here as it's dug out by Oswego. Krupp got up there. A good save by Nazareth. Trying to serve it right back. There's Krupp again in Nazareth's zone. There's Trank. That one bulleted off the hands of one of the Lakers, and that's Bush. Nazareth's coming back. It's only a 4-point lead for Oswego.
Saw some sparks about the ball on that one there, Paulie. And Nazareth has now clawed all the way back to only a 4-point deficit in this set. Paulie, this one is quickly becoming a close one.
Oswego obviously wants to win this game, but Nazareth giving them a lot more to look forward to. Some might say, how evil. How evil. Nazareth serves it over. That is Krupp to dig it out. Big lumber there. That's number 9, Priscilla McReynolds. You're going to hear her name a lot today. Oswego gets another point on the board, 19-14, as they're looking to serve here.
Paulie, I wish I had like a speedometer or speed radar up here so I could just go, man, that was a fast hit. How fast did that thing actually go?
Possibly faster than a Tarek Skubal fastball, but, we have nothing to show for it. As that one shot over and out of bounds. Nazareth cheering. They're keeping this one close. Still 4 points for Oswego. It's 19-15. And it's going to be Alana Lucy for Nazareth who's going to send it on over. And she does without scraping the netting. Oswego needs to get it over. And they do. Nazareth very awkwardly there off the hand of one of the Golden Flyers. And that's Haley Trank. As Oswego has hit the 20-point mark, they need 5 more to win this set. Like we said, Nazareth has only won 2 all season. Very, very unlikely they get their third now, but anything can happen, Kenny.
Absolutely. I'm just looking at some more of the statistics here. I think service errors have been maybe a big difference between these two squads right now. If we look for Oswego, 91 service errors, their opponents letting up 130. But for Nazareth, service errors at 114. So that number obviously needs to drop a little bit for Nazareth. We've seen it a few times today where right off the set you see that error, but so far Oswego's got an ace, Nazareth does not. So those services are very important for both squads. And again, Oswego leading in the kills per set category, 11.7 kills per set, compared to Nazareth at 6.4. But Nazareth has really been keeping it close in this one. Again, they found where Oswego was finding them on the court, and it really just moved the defense in a touch. And defensively, Nazareth has been much better. But for Oswego, they know how to adjust on the offensive end of the court, and they've really moved it along here.
A lot of good digs and a lot of good blocks at the net. Now, I don't think there's anything better in volleyball than a good block at the net that just goes soaring right back to where you sent it from. But these teams, they've excelled there, as we've seen a couple on both sides. But like you said, the errors need to tighten up on both sides. And if Nazareth wants to come back in this one, they need to get players in places where Oswego is sending the ball. And so far, they've lacked in that category.
USPS must be in the house because I've seen a lot of return to senders out here.
A lot of good analogies from this guy. As Nazareth's trying to send over. That's a hard name to say, so I'll get it by the end of this game. That one ate and up and sent right back. That's Priscilla McReynolds. 21 on the board for Oswego. We got blackjack going on today, folks. This one served over by Oswego. Bump, set. They couldn't get it there, but they bumped it right over. Priscilla McReynolds met at the net. Very odd way to get that point, but Nazareth will take anything they can get. Almost playing kickball here in the gymnasium. Lead back to 5 for Oswego. It's 21-16. That's Madison Weth on the serve, and they'll take that one. I don't even want to call that a net scraper. It got hung up in that net for a little bit. Oswego couldn't find it, and as it hit the ground, Nazareth gained yet another point.
That'll be Nazareth's first ace on the night, and it came in a funky way, but hey, an ace is an ace.
They'll take it any way they can get. As that one clears the net, Oswego up. McReynolds again met at the net. She'll try it one more time. She gets it that time off the hands of Weth. Now Oswego building their lead back up. They need 3 more to win this set, sitting at 22. Claps around for the Oswego bench. They're going to send it over. Right back, not McReynolds this time. Rather, it might have been, but either which way, Oswego gets the point. 23-17, 6-point lead here for Oswego. They're climbing back. McReynolds is going to take the serve here for them. Serves it over and out. too much mustard on that one. Nazareth gets their 18th point.
And Paulie, that was something we touched on earlier. We saw it again. It's a service error. I think service errors are going to be a key to this game. I think, if you can contain that and you can get the first shot off best and, well, maybe get a couple extra aces in there, Paulie, I think you're going to be able to win this one.
Absolutely. They're all over the serves. And that one just ate McReynolds up. Nazareth clawing their way back. We've seen it all day this round. 23-19, Nazareth crawling back. That's going to be Sarah Gloss. On the serve, gets it over. Oswego trying to work here. That's Kroot getting it up. That's Godovin. Up into the ceiling. That one sent back down. Hit some hands, hit some net. Oswego match point away from taking set number 1.
Set point, Paulie. We'll see how they do on this one. But we talked about McReynolds so far. 5 kills in the day. She's leading the team right now. It's been a day for McReynolds for the Lakers.
We've seen her everywhere, from scoring, from digging, either which way. She's been a key factor not only today but all season long. As Oswego couldn't get that one up. Nazareth has hit the 20-point mark. Let's see if they can go on a little scoring streak here to keep this set in favor of them. So far, all Oswego, but they've been creeping and crawling their way back. Looked like a knuckler that went into the Oswego zone. That one couldn't find the Nazareth side, but this one does. Dug that one out. It's going to be Fusilli who gets too much on it. Oswego will take the first set here, 25-20. Nazareth gave them a lot to work with, and that's exactly what they did, winning the first set 25-20. A little closer than most people may have thought, but either which way, Oswego takes the first one.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 5-point win for the Lakers. And, early on into the match, when they were down 9-0, like, man, this Oswego team might win by 10. Might be a 25-15 win, but, they turned the tables, and Nazareth really came back there. They got into the heart of the set, and they just didn't give up. So, I think that's going to have to be key for Nazareth. They're going to have to try and tire out the Lakers, but unfortunately for Nazareth, Oswego has not gotten tired out, and they played long. And they played in the Oswego State tournament, just wrapped up not too long ago. And also, I think, Paulie, the Lakers are playing for a big win here today. This is their last home game all the way until they play Mooresville on Friday, October 24th, which is Oswego Youth Bureau Day, which will be covered on WTOP 10. But quite a long ways away for the Lakers to play again at home. They're going on a long road trip with plenty of SUNY opponents to play, Plattsburgh, Potsdam. They'll take a break and play St. Lawrence at Buffalo State, Fredonia. So Oswego's going to go on a long road trip after this one. And they've been at home for quite a while here, Paulie. I think that obviously, in front of your friends and family and home court, I think it's important for them to pick up a win. But we talk about the record on the season, 13-3. At home, they're 5-1 and 2-0 in SUNY. Pick up a win out of conference could be huge for them, and to move on farther than the SUNY. For Nazareth, you got to start somewhere. You got to pick up a win, and you got to win a set here too. With only 2 set wins on the entire season, it's not going to get it done. And the Empire 8 is also a very, very, very tough conference, especially with the likes of Geneseo and Brockport now playing in there in all sports. So for Nazareth, a big win here would be great for them. Get back into the Empire 8 play, and for Oswego, tack one on the board and go up to 14-3 would be a great record for them as well.
Absolutely. Even for this Nazareth team, it might not be, playoffs looming or anything really special, but, a win is a win in any capacity you can get it. And obviously you don't want to go the season winless. Like you said, you got to start somewhere. Why not do it here in Oswego in front of their home fans? But Oswego's not going to let up that easy. Obviously in front of their home crowd. They've been on fire this season, like you said, 13-3. They've been on a 4-game win streak. They want to make it 5 here today. And again, you don't want to lose to the winless team, but, it's going to happen somewhere down the road. But obviously for Oswego, good first round there for them, and they just want to keep this momentum up. They've seen, Nazareth lacking in a lot of categories, and they're just kind of attacking them right where they are lacking. So for Oswego, good job. Not giving any discredit to Nazareth. They've been keeping up with them, but they're going to need something here. They're not going to think about the points they had in the first set. They're looking for the points that they're going to gain here in the next couple sets. And They want to win one. They desperately want to win one here, Kenny.
Yeah, and you want to say that, you think every game here at this point counts. I mean, we're well beyond the halfway point of the season. Again, we talked about this one really long road trip coming up for the Lakers. Then a few more home games against Morrisville, Cortland, and Canton. And then they go play in a tournament out in Saratoga Springs, New York against Clarkson and Skidmore. And then right after that, guess what time it is? SUNY tournament time. So the season does come and go very quickly with playoffs looming on November 11th. Every one of these games, in or out of conference, does mean something in each of these squads, and both teams want to get a win. For Nazareth, it's because you want your first win, and for Oswego, you want to continue to be dominant so you can look at the NCAA and go, hey, maybe give us a little bit of a regional ranking here. We're making some noise.
Just some noise as we'll start set number 2 as Gabriella Bishop for Oswego serves it on over. She's going to take that one there. Setting up for a little tap over the net. And they tried doing the same thing there, but was met on the other side by who else but McReynolds. That's going to be Bishop again for the Lakers to serve it on over. As she does with a little galloping start, and that one will hit the net. And we are tied now 1-1. Nazareth could make a huge statement here just by going up 2-1, and we'll see if they can do it here off the serve. That one eaten up. McReynolds over, and Nazareth takes the lead here in set number 2. It is 2-1 as they will get the serve. First lead of the day for Nazareth, and it only comes on the third serve of set number 2. Oswego bumps this one up, a little tapper, and they met them where they weren't. That was good spatial awareness by Gigi Bazil, and we're knotted up here at 2s.
Well, Nazareth off to a better start here in the second set, and they look to continue to keep that going. The one thing you don't want to do, let the Lakers do, is get a big lead on you and make an insurmountable comeback, which is what had happened last time. Had Nazareth not allowed that 9-0 run, there's a good chance they could have took that first set.
Absolutely. We're seeing some good volleyball here. Keep going over. A great dig there by Jenna Mattinson. And that one met at the net by Harper Finney. And Oswego, just as quickly as Nazareth gained the lead, Oswego has it back 3-2.
And again, Paulie, we talked about a couple of players for Oswego, but Kaylee Vuktavine and Priscilla McReynolds are the top 2 you should be looking out for. 210 points in the season for Vuktavine. That's 3.68 a set. And for McReynolds, 3.53 a set, 205 total. They are the 1-2 combo for this Lakers squad.
And McReynolds has been showing it today. That one hit so hard it hit the ceiling. That one was hit really hard into the Nazareth zone, but right there to meet Oswego at the net was Sarah Harvey, the sophomore from Falconer, New York.
And Paulie, this is what you like to see, going blow for blow and punch for punch here. Sitting at 3-3, all knotted up. This one's getting fun.
Nazareth has seemed to find themselves as that one hit the net. Oswego just trying to get it over, and it goes almost into the other court. Nazareth has the lead again, 4-3.
First one of the night, 1-point lead in this set for Nazareth. They've really turned things around, and that last service right there, almost an ace for the Golden Flyers.
After going scoreless in the first 9, last set, Nazareth trying to find themselves here, and it looks like they have little tapper up, and that one under the net from Gigi Bazil, and Nazareth putting on a little bit of a lead here. Oh, no. You know what? I lied. And sometimes that happens when you're an announcer. Somehow Oswego got that point by setting it underneath the net. The refs must know something that we don't, Kenny, because I thought that was a surefire point for Nazareth, and I was wrong.
I'm going to guess that they may have touched the net on the way down. That's my best guess. I'm not a professional, not a referee by any stretch of the imagination, but that is what I saw, so I do think it's a good call by the referees. We're all knotted up again at 4.
We are only students here at WTOP 10, but sometimes we are reliable as that one sent over by Sarah Harvey from Nazareth, and they have the lead yet again. Keeping it close here in the early going. 5-4, Nazareth has the lead here.
And I guess for Nazareth, it's just keep the foot on the gas pedal. Keep going. Try to create a little distance from this Lakers squad, because as we've seen earlier on this season, Oswego sure can come back.
That one off of Weth Oswego just trying to get it over. And they managed to do that safely. Coming back with it at the net. Very awkwardly. Couldn't see where that one landed. That one is out on the line, but they're going to give it to the refs. They will give it to Nazareth as they are setting again. Very weird one there, Kenny. I saw both refs pointing either way, but they end up giving it to Nazareth.
It's like that Seahawks and Packers play in the end zone.
Yes.
Was it a touchdown or was it not?
It was a touchdown coming from an unbiased Seahawk fan. As an unbiased announcer, that one very weakly put over, but any point counts here as Oswego trying to get back. As Nazareth only leads by one now at 6-5. That one going all the way over by the doors. Oswego has tied it up. Little dancey dance there by the Lakers.
Nice call, Paulie. Well, not up again at 6-6. And that will be McReynolds' first ace on the evening and 6 kills, leading the team so far tonight.
You got to say what you see here, Kenny. You're only left with so much as that one, a rocket back into the Oswego zone. Nazareth coming back. Don't look at the score now, ladies and gentlemen. But right now it is 7-6, Nazareth. Had to do it to him for the one time.
Oh, Paulie.
Nazareth serves it back on over. Oswego's there to get it right back in. That one going to the wall. 7-7. Oswego ties it back up. And they will be the ones to serve.
Back and forth, Paulie. Again, they're keeping it close.
Absolutely. Liliana Nelson back there to serve for Oswego. As we continue play here, 7-7 over into the Nazareth zone. That one's up and out, off of McReynolds' hands. We've been saying her name a lot so far. That's Sarah Harvey for the Nazareth Golden Flyers as they retake the lead 8-7. They want this set bad here, Kenny. 2 all season. They want number 3.
They absolutely do, Paulie, and so far they've been playing it well. Again, we touched on what Oswego was doing early on to score those easy points as they do it again and find that soft spot up near the net. But for Nazareth, they've really learned to close it down now as that Oswego's able to, rebound and come back the other way and find a new spot to living open on the court. And I think right there they just did that.
Absolutely. That was Maya Bush. It looked like Nazareth was looking for the set and then the spike, but it was Bush who just set it over. And all they could do was watch, and before it hit the ground, Oswego has tied it up at 8. They send it over, and that's Fusili who gets the point there for Nazareth. That's a rocket into the Oswego zone. And Nazareth has 9 points of their own. Oswego, the last time they had just 9 points, it was against, obviously, Nazareth, and they had 0 to show for it. And it will be Nazareth here to serve the ball over. It's Trank. Trank up into the Oswego zone. That one just lofted over by the Lakers. Setting it back up. That was Fusili. And that one bumped by Nazareth. And now Oswego can start something here. Back on over the lefty hammer. And that one gets put into the Nazareth floor by Gigi Basil. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Hopefully that's how you pronounce it.
9-9, Paul. 9-9. We're all knotted up once again, and it's just been this way the entire set. They're going back and forth and back and forth. Both defenses have been playing much better in the second set, and Oswego offensively struggling to capitalize on things, and they are making good of Nazareth errors, allowing points for them. It seems to be Nazareth's Achilles heel here. They just continue to make a couple of these errors, and it's really starting to pile up in the points department. And they've done much better in the second half in avoiding those errors, and that's why the score, I think, to me, is much closer.
Very better in the second half. They're trying to get that one over. Hits the net. Oswego goes up by 2. It's 11-9, the Oswego lead. That ball just found the netting there, Kenny. Very unfortunate as Nazareth led for the majority of this set, but they go down by 2. Right now it's a hill to climb. Don't make it a mountain. As Nazareth sets it up there, a spike that eats up C.J. Edom, And Nazareth right back in it, 11-10.
And just neither squad able to really go on a run here. It's just been, again, continued back and forth. So, to me, Paulie, it seems that whatever team can really go on a run, get 5 points in a row, 4 points in a row, and distance themselves has a good chance of taking this one. But so far, neither squad able to do so.
Not happening. Some good volleyball as Fusili was calling for it, and they get it over somehow off of what seemed like a broken play, and that one ate Alana Roberts up. Oswego trying to find a foundation here. That's what they're doing, 12-10. Let's see. Like we were saying, the first set, Oswego was building up a lead, but right now they're keeping it close. Nazareth, keep doing what you're doing, and just don't let the Oswego State Lakers get away, and that's exactly what they do. That was Sarah Harvey there knocking it over, 12-11 now with Nazareth, my apologies, taking the serve, and that's going to be Jetta Madison. Madison for Nazareth, serves it over. It's Oswego. Oh, what a save there, just trying to get it over, and that's what they do. Off of what seemed like a broken play, that one did not touch an Oswego player in just the net. It was Gigi Bazil who was right on the net in case it was going over. Would have just grazed the fingertips, but right now Oswego 13-11 as Juliana Santafemia is going to send it on over for the Lakers. Right back to Nazareth. They're going to send that one. Almost seemed like it was going to hit the ground, and a point for Nazareth sent right back over. Can they do it? Yes, they can. Oswego, what a play there as they found the weak spot. Sarah Harvey was the only one near it, tried to get a hand on it, and she did, just going the other way and under the net. Oswego right now 14-11 in set number 2.
Holy schmoly. What a play from Priscilla McReynolds there, picking up her 7th kill on the night. Way to save a point there for the Lakers. And again, we were talking about how back and forth it has been. I feel like a broken record saying back and forth. But it's the point. I mean, the Lakers only up by 3 now. Even those 2-point runs for Oswego has started to create a little bit of a gap from Nazareth. Both squads are able to keep up pace with the other one today. It just seems these small runs for Oswego and those plays like that from McReynolds to save a point are playing crucial in this one.
Absolutely crucial as Nazareth is keeping it close in this one. Probably had, a big head last set where Oswego kept thinking that they were going to pull away. It was 9-0 at one point, but right now, Nazareth is doing a pretty good job keeping close with Oswego. The only differentiating points are 3 as will be set here to get volleyball started once more. With Oswego serving, it will be Santafemia for Oswego as Nazareth awaits the serve. Served by Santafemia. That one is out as Nazareth just watches. Nazareth notches their 12th point by just staring at the ball.
Another service error there for the Lakers. Someone's looking for the dealer to show ace here. Both squads looking for one. They haven't got one in quite a while, so again, Oswego looking for a good one there, just a little bit too far out.
A lot more power on these serves. We've seen a couple go out of bounds, and just a couple that don't get over the net, as that one didn't. And Oswego appears none the worse for it. 2 errors off of serves back to back. Let's hope we don't see a third here. That one will be in play. That one goes up into the ceiling. Nazareth gains it. That's going to be Harvey setting it up on over. Oswego trying to look for another point there. And Oswego gets the point as it grazes the finger of one of the Nazareth players. That was a good call there.
Yeah, refs took her time on that one, but it was a good call. It barely came off the fingers, and well, that'll do it. And now it's a 4-point lead for Oswego.
But Nazareth keeps that one in after it seemed lost. Can they do it again? Looks like they did it one more time, but Oswego cannot. That one is off the hands of Lauren Kropp. Oswego back to a 3-point lead as Nazareth needs to crawl their way back into this one.
This does not look like 13-3 versus 0-15. Nazareth has played phenomenal for expectations coming into this one. And again, they've just been back and forth, and Oswego unable to go on any runs here, but neither is Nazareth.
Looks like a great matchup here as Nazareth will get the point. I believe one of the hands of the Lakers hit the net.
Yes. You are correct.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, good.
Good job, Paulie.
There's a camera right in front of me. I better be seeing what I do. Nazareth sends it on over. That one to Kropp. That one sent right back. Kropp tried to get it on over, but could not dig it out. Nazareth crawling their way back. They had a little bit of momentum, and they want to ride it now. 16-15 for Oswego. The lead is only one.
Back-to-back points, Paulie. Again, it's been very vital in this one here. Nazareth gets those 2 points back-to-back. Now it's only 1 point game
Absolutely.
again. They'll pick up yet another one, and now we're tied up. It's those runs,
huge.
Paulie.
It's huge.
Huge.
Tied right back at 16 all. Nazareth has a chance with an ace to take the lead, but Kropp is there. And McReynolds sends it right back over. Could not find her feet, and Nazareth takes the lead. The first time in just a couple hits over and back, and we'll see a timeout here. Oswego needs to think some things over. A big lead, couldn't establish it. And Nazareth is back on top, 17-16. Great matchup. Like you were saying, this does not seem like a winless team against a team who is 13-3. This seems like a very evenly matchup game, but the record says otherwise. But as of right now, we're seeing in set two that it's a pretty good game.
Yeah, I mean, this team has lost now 3 sets in a row, losing the first one here, and then they pick up that one against Brockport. Before that, it was a long time. Early on in the season, they won a set against, I don't know how to pronounce that, Shenandoah University. It's Marymount. But
Shenandoah.
So, yeah, exactly. So they, were unable to win a set in a long time. They pick up one in their last matchup. We'll see how it goes here, Paul. I mean, they have a really good chance to take their third set of the entire season against a team that has been absolutely tearing it up in the SUNY and all around early on in Division III volleyball. So we'll see. I'm interested in this one, Paul. This is going to be good. It's been close, back and forth. It's just a matter of, after this timeout, can one of these coaches get their team to go on a bit of a run here? Maybe get 4 sets in a row. Even 3 sets in a row at this point, Paulie, could be a huge difference maker.
A set for Nazareth would definitely boost some morale and some confidence. As that serve scraped the net. And we see here going back to Oswego. They're setting it up nicely. That one lofted, and Oswego ties the game again. We're knotted at 17 all. Oswego will take the serve there. Like we were saying, Oswego puts it in the zone where either Nazareth is not there or they're just out of reach. They're getting fingertips on this ball, but they can't quite dig it out. As that one goes over the net and regained nicely there by Nazareth. That's Fusilli, but eaten up, that was by McReynolds. Bumped on over by Oswego. They set it up here. Couldn't find the footing again, but sets it on over and right off the hands of one of the Nazareth players, Oswego. 2 in a row. It's 18-17. They retake the lead.
And like we said, 2 points in a row for Oswego. Take the lead back. We'll see what happens again. It's just got to continue to stay on this run. And that'll be Dazinski. Oh, my God, picking up her 4th kill of the night. Words are hard, Paula. You keep talking. You're better at it than I am.
I wouldn't say that, but they are very hard. But like we saw there, another error on Oswego's end. 18-18. Very close game. This second set has been absolutely amazing. If you're Nazareth, even if you lose this set, it's a good momentum builder. But for Oswego, you want to get some points here. You want to go on a little bit of a run yourself. Hits the fingertips of Haley Trink at the net, and it costs Nazareth going the other way. And it's Oswego regaining the lead, 19-18. Great matchup here as Bush sends it over, and it's going to be Nazareth. That's Fusilli back over into the Oswego zone. Hit like a missile back for Nazareth. Set up. Fusilli was right there, and Oswego, what a way to counter. Fusili one more time. That one out of bounds. But the point goes to Nazareth as it hits one of the hands of the Oswego State Lakers. We're tied up yet again, 19-19.
And Paul, I hope you know, it is win by 2, so we could go up to, I don't know, as high as it takes, really, to win by 2. But magic number's 25 for now, but I don't know, Paul. If there is one that I think could go past 25, it's got to be this set.
Could be this one, but Nazareth, again, an error on their part. A serve that goes right in the middle of the net. And Oswego back up. It is 20-19. What a good year.
I was thinking the same thing, actually. 2019 was a good year, Paulie.
It was a great year. The year before the whole world shut down.
Kind of like this Oswego defense been playing, shutdown. I mean, they've been phenomenal so far, Paulie. But then again, look at Nazareth. They've also played shutdown in the second set. I think the first and second set have been night and day for both squads.
Defense has worked out very well for both teams, even though the score of this set has said otherwise. 20-19 will go to 21-19 as the Lakers pick up the point there. It'll be Gabriella Bishop trying to get number 22 on the board for Oswego after this serve. A good play there by Nazareth, just getting it over right by the net. That was funky playing by Oswego, and they will get yet another point. They pulled away by 3 points here, Kenny. 22-19, Nazareth will call a timeout. They're almost there. They're almost at the end game, but they got to do a little bit of climbing back, and that's probably why they called that timeout.
You know, something I've noticed, Paulie, from this Oswego team is it's not always the rocket shot, right? It's not always we got to send this thing over the net at 304 miles an hour. Sometimes soft and smooth wins the game. Slow and steady, right, has been the saying. So, you know, a couple of these soft shots to find those right near the net for Nazareth, it seemed to be where they're struggling to pick up the Oswego shot. They're ready for the fastball coming in the back, and then they just tap it right over the top. It falls, and a point's a point. So for Oswego, I think later on this second set, they've really started to pick up on that. As for Nazareth, they've also started to learn, okay, maybe we need to play all around the court. And Oswego, their best advantage so far has been smothering them all over the court and playing all over the place. But if Nazareth continue to play good defense all around, they're going to keep it just about as close as it is right now.
Absolutely. Like you said, Nazareth is expecting the fastball coming to them, but every now and again, Oswego is throwing the changeup. They're looking for the heater, but Oswego just taps it in, and they underestimate where the ball is going to land. But like you were saying, Nazareth, not a bad job, but they are overcommitting to those fastballs coming in right by the top of the net. That's where you'll see it the most. As Nazareth gains possession, Fusili back over into the Oswego zone. That one met right at the net, and Nazareth has possession here. Fusili again, met at the net, but sent right back over. What a play. But Oswego gets the point there. Nazareth thought they had it. I thought they had it. But Oswego gets the point there.
I think that makes just about three of us then, because, wow, I also thought that Nazareth had that one. Just unfortunate, just over the line, but that was a good play from Nazareth.
Thought it was a great play right at the net. Met by a couple Nazareth players. Fusili taking a page out of Oswego's book. Trying to find an angle, can't get it. Fusili again, right back to him. Oh, what a way to get the ball back up. That was Madison, but Oswego gets the point again, 24-19. And Oswego is 1 point away. Nazareth has cooled down as Oswego has been on quite the run. Set point here, Kenny.
I'm not a coach, Paulie, but I think he told him to play closer to the net, and it's been working really well for his Lakers squad.
Absolutely setting it right back over. Oswego can win it here off the hand of Nazareth, but they get it on over. This could be it. Spike it home, met at the net. That one's up for the taking. Here is Fusili right back. Fusili on back, but they gain it. Oswego, a play here to just get it over. That's what they do. Nazareth here. Fusili on over. Oswego has a player in the back. Up into the ceiling fans. if we had any. Back over the net. Oswego trying to make it, and they cannot. Met at the net there. Nazareth, this is some momentum that they can take here, Kenny. 24-20. Wow, I'm getting tired of talking.
What fight from Nazareth there. There was about 3 times I thought that Oswego for sure was going to walk away with this set, but Nazareth said, not today. They did great in there. They had great defense there. They were flying around. Great communication on the court. You could see it in here and up here. That was phenomenal stuff from the Golden Flyers, but ends on the air.
They didn't want to lose it in that hard-fought battle, and just another error that does not go Nazareth's way. The net caught that one, and as easy as that, Oswego wins set number 2. They are 1 set away from sweeping Nazareth out of the shores of Lake Ontario, but Nazareth, we saw just right there in that sort of last matchup that they did not want to go out without a fight, and just another costly error for them, and they dropped the second set to Oswego.
Yeah, and that was a hard-fought victory for the Lakers, as opposed to the first set where, you go up 9-0 and you catch the Golden Flyers off guard, and now you got to go point for point and shot for shot with the Golden Flyers. And that was a heck of a set for Nazareth. That was really good for them. I mean, again, not the result you wanted on that set for the Golden Flyers, but they played a heck of a set there against the Lakers. And for Oswego, that timeout proved to be crucial. I mean, in that timeout, they went on that 4-0 run, and after that, well, that's all she wrote, because all they needed was 5, right? So for Oswego, again, going on that run at the very end, going in that timeout, whatever coach had said down there, I'm not exactly sure, but it appears they played a bit closer to the net. They played it slow and steady, but tried to catch them off guard with that fastball and the hard spikes, and it just proved to be a little bit too much for Nazareth there. So for Nazareth, regroup, get back together, and don't walk out of here getting swept.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the first set was the score 25-20.
I believe you're correct.
I believe it was. That last set, 25-20. The scores, they show the same, but the effort from Nazareth has differed. Obviously, the first one, you go down 9-0, they creep back. But this one, they showed that they can hang with Oswego, that they led for a very good portion of that set. But, again, it was just costly errors. It was not finding the ball or not being where they needed to be. Trying to get those digs right off the fingertips that didn't go their way. And then like we saw in the game-winning point for Oswego, they didn't even have to touch the ball. It went right in the middle of the net. So Nazareth, they just need to clean up those errors like we said. They have a lot. But for this third and possibly final set, they need to figure it out, Kenny. They really do. But for Oswego, they're doing the same exact thing, just that the bigger number is on their side. They've made less errors, less mindless plays. But for Nazareth, I'd say that you could feel good about that final set. That last set that they did, it was a hard-fought set, did not go their way. Just build upon it. If you can get a good lead here and just keep the momentum, that's all you got to do.
I don't want to say necessarily feel good, but I think you want to say you feel better right now. That felt more hard-fought than the first set was. I think Nazareth really held their own there. And again, it's something that I have touched on a lot in this is those service errors. And they proved to be lethal for both sides. When either team goes on a 2 or a 3-point run, someone commits a service error, and then you feels like, oh, man, we just took 2 steps back for taking 5 steps forward, right? So not committing those errors, and especially not ending a set on an error for either squad could be very, very important here, Paulie.
Absolutely. As we will start set 3 here as Nazareth served it on over, and they will start the scoring here. It's 1-0 Nazareth as the ball could not seem to get out of mid-range for Oswego. A lot of hands on it, but does not go over the net. Nazareth can build upon this lead, but it's only 1-0 as Trank sets that one over. And it's Oswego to send it over, and that's Bishop. And that one out of bounds. Nazareth quickly up 2-0.
That's exactly what the Golden Flyers got to do here. Start out hot. Take a lead. Go on a run. If Nazareth can go up 3-0, 4-0, even 5-0, they can really put their Lakers on their heels.
Absolutely, as Trank will send it over for Nazareth. Like we said, those serving errors wipes that momentum away, and Oswego will take the serve here. Like you were saying, Kenny, that's what they can't do, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, that's what you got to look out for, service errors. Be clean on the first shot. I know everybody's looking for a dealer to show an ace, but not everyone's got to be an ace, and so far for Nazareth, playing smart offense has seemed to play better than going for that first shot.
And very awkwardly right near the net, Oswego tried to play it off it, but could not. Nazareth now up by 2 yet again. It's 3-1.
And for the Golden Flyers, you want to put Oswego in a position where they feel like they need to come back. You want to make them feel like, oh man, we're down 5 points. We got to make a comeback here. Put the pressure on them and continue to keep the pressure on.
Serving that for Nazareth was Fusila. We've said her name a handful of times today. As that one back over for Oswego, out of bounds. Oswego, the points that they've gained this set, they haven't even touched it. They're just very aimlessly sending it either out of bounds or serving it out of bounds, but Oswego will take that. 3-2 the score, Nazareth leads. Serving over is Oswego, trying to send it back, and that one off the hands of Maya Bush. Nazareth seems like they keep getting 2-point leads over and over again, but just mental errors are squandering a big momentum change here for Nazareth.
Yeah, and for Oswego, again, capitalize. You got to capitalize on those opportunities, and you guys got to put the pressure on Nazareth. You got to get the heat back, turn back up, and you got to get a few more points here and tie this thing back up for if you're the Lakers.
Met at the net by Oswego. Very hard-fought point there, rather, than their previous points gained. And it will be them serving this one. It's going to be Santa Femia, who sends it over this time for Oswego. Nazareth met at the net hard. That was Sarah Harvey, but in her way, one of the Oswego players, and we're tied up at 4.
What a play. Great block there from the Lakers. That feels like a dunk in basketball. Besides an ace, that's like the second best thing I think I enjoy watching on the court.
Might have to pull out some Mike Breen bangs here as that one in the back of the court stays in there. For maybe my favorite name of all time, Zipporah Sparkman brings the sparks for Nazareth there as they keep it within the court's boundaries for their 5th point, and they're leading again. That one's West sending it over. Bishop was there to control it. And then it was McReynolds sending it over for Nazareth. Now Nazareth, that one. Another hard hit ball that goes outside the boundaries of the court. And again, we're tied. Kenny, like we saw in the first round, or rather in the first set, Oswego, 9-0 lead. The last two, Nazareth has kept their own. They've looked fairly good in the early goings of the second and third set here. But now Oswego takes the lead. 6-5, Oswego now. And you want to build on some momentum.
You want to give props to Nazareth head coach Tara Gemlin. She's been clearly adjusting to what the Lakers are doing at this point, right? So obviously they're adapting to what the Lakers offense brings and trying to find those weak spots in the defense. And so far, I think she's done an incredible job of finding those out for the Lakers. Or for Nazareth, I should say, about the Lakers, but point made.
I get what you meant. 6-6. Oswego sends it on over. Hard hit ball. That's Fusili. Oh, good job there. Spatial awareness by Oswego to get people where the ball was going. This time just lofts it over. Oswego has time to set up. Back on over. Bishop tries to spike it on down, but cannot. A bump back over to Oswego. Good time to set it up. That's Bishop met at the net. And Nazareth has now gone up 6-7 on Oswego.
Oh, Paulie. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Maya Bush sends it over. That was very awkward at the net. Feel like something could have been called, but there goes Nazareth again. 8th point, they go up by 2.
Yeah, we're talking with the Nazareth coach. Look over on the Oswego sideline at John Stenman, head coach for Oswego. He's vocal. He is out there telling them what he's seeing. And you got to give props to him as well. As the Lakers score yet another point, he is actively watching for what Nazareth mistakes can happen and also looking for gaps. So I want to give credit to both these coaches. I think Stenman's been great all year long, as well as the other side, Tara, for Nazareth.
Almost seems like he's playing at this point. He's practically on the court. Here for Oswego, serves it on over. Good save there by Nazareth. That one hit the line, but it is awarded to Oswego. Must have hit more foul ground than inbounds territory. And Oswego sets up with the serve. Nazareth has done a good job, except for there, where Oswego found the weak point, put it right where they needed to, and Oswego now has the lead yet again, 9-8. Serving for Oswego, C.J. Edom. Set up for Fusilli. Eaten up by McReynolds. That one lofted over. Fusilli's going to take it again. Softly hit out of bounds. And it will count for Oswego in favor of them. 10-8 now. Oswego can build upon this momentum as Nazareth still keeping it close in the third set.
Also want to highlight Elena Dudzinski for Oswego. She leads the team in blocks at 51 and has picked up her 5th kill on the night. Up front, she's been great.
She has been, as Bishop sends it on over. Nazareth, that caught some fingers within the net. Nazareth reclaims the ball in their possession. Fusilli up, that hit Edom. Just lost it like we see it again, Kenny. Exactly what we were talking about. Not going for the spike, but just for the little tap on the palm. And Oswego coming back, going from down to 11-8. That was a great play there.
Say her name and she appears. Elena Dudzinski gets the point there and picks up her 6th kill on the night.
6 kills for her. Oswego trying to send it back. Hit some hands at the net. Fusilli, oh, what a rocket. Sneaks it right by McReynolds. It's now 11-9. This is a fast-paced sport, Kenny. Gosh, getting cotton mouth.
Well, yeah, it is a fast-paced sport, and clearly words are trying to catch up with us still. But that's been the name of the game for the Oswego all season long. Continue this fast pace. Try to get ahead of your opponent. And truly, it almost gets in your head, right? When you're just getting, point after point after point after point, keep moving. It seems to be what's working for Oswego. And the faster pace they play with, the better off I feel they have been this season.
As we see there, off of 2 costly errors from Nazareth, right out of bounds. But like you're saying, Oswego is applying the pressure. They're taking what they can get. It might not be the hardest hit balls, but death by 1,000 paper cuts is what we like to call it. As they were met at the net there, and a great awareness play by Haley Trank, seeing where the ball was. May not even crossed the net, but she made sure that it didn't cross into their zone. As she is now off in favor for Katie Evans. Evans will serve. Right off the net. Could have been an ace, but right there to get it was an Oswego player off the fingertips of one of the Nazareth players, and Oswego's found themselves in a 4-point lead.
And, we talked about it, runs, right? And for Oswego, they're going on a bit of a run here. This is exactly what they needed. They've now got their foot on the gas pedal. You're up 4 points. Continue to do that. As you see yet another good play up front from Elena Dudzinski. She's been phenomenal. And continuing to do this for the Lakers, continuing to keep the pace up. Now with a 5-point lead, Paulie. That's how you bury the Golden Flyers. But for the Golden Flyers, you got to get a run of your own here.
Dudzinski is the tallest member on the Oswego State Lakers at a whopping 6'1", as that one goes in favor of Nazareth, just out of bounds. But you look at this Oswego team, obviously Dudzinski at 6'1". You have a handful of 5'10s and one 5'11", and Liliana Nelson. But you're going to want Dudzinski right at the net, as Nazareth coming back just a little bit.
I just said it, Paulie, right? You want to run if you're Nazareth. You want to get a few points. Now they're on a 2-0 run. Now you got to make it 3-0. Now you got to make it 4-0. And you got to get closer to the Lakers. You cannot allow them to have a multi-point lead. But if you're Oswego, keep that multi-point lead, because you can cruise your way right to the finish line.
As they do that right there, as they're trying to get it back. Oswego trying to send it right back to him. That's Mick Reynolds. The ball could not find hardwood. And what a rocket by number 10. That is Alana Roberts. Nazareth clawing their way back. 15-13 the score. And Nazareth is back to serve. That's Leah Fusilli. Serving it right back Oswego's way. That's going to be Mick Reynolds. Met at the net, but not back. Fusilli sends it over. Oswego could not work in their favor. Dudzinski tried sending it back Nazareth's way, but did not get enough on it as it falls on their side of the court. And Nazareth, 4 straight points for them as they're coming back in this one. 15-14 the score. As Fusilli right at the heart of Oswego. That one is awarded to Nazareth. They have tied things up 15-15. Timeout called by Oswego to figure some things out. They had a big lead. They were trying to establish it, but Nazareth came right back just like they did last time, Kenny.
At a good place for a timeout here for Oswego, right? Now we're all knotted up at 15. I had harped on it before that runs were going to be crucial in this game. Oswego took a bit of a run early on, started to separate themselves from the Golden Flyers, went up by 5 points, and Nazareth went on a 5-0 run. They sit on that 5-0 run. So now you're going into this timeout with a bit of momentum if you're Nazareth. So when you're on the Oswego side of things, you got to think, okay, what do we need to adjust now that Nazareth has found a hole in our play? So Oswego obviously is going to try and talk about that, try to find something to take a leg up on the Golden Flyers. If you're Nazareth, the game plan might just be to keep your foot on the gas pedal. Nazareth, again, we talked about the lack of winning sets in the season. Even just one set win can totally turn the tide here. But obviously the match is on the point. Well, the match is on the line. It'll be match point if the Lakers can get near that 25 mark for Nazareth. So Nazareth, obviously, you got to win one. But for the Lakers, got to find some adjustments here after going down on a 5-0 run. And for Nazareth, you got to keep things going.
Definitely got to keep things going to avoid going 0-16 to not even start the season. We are, like you said, well past the halfway mark, but they want to get at least a win. Maybe not even a win, but a set win can start something magical here for Nazareth. But for Oswego, they've been dominant not only at home with a 5-1 record, they've been dominant, period, and they don't want to lose to a team who has not won a single game. Mick Reynolds shoots that into Nazareth zones, but they blocked it right there, and off of the hands of Evans goes to the backstop, almost by our cameraman in Oswego. Right back on top, 16-15.
And as we talk about, Paulie, right, adjustments. You go on that timeout, and early on you're playing up front. You have those short blocks, those soft plays up front. That was working for the Lakers. Nazareth, and credit to their coach, picked up on that quickly. So now Oswego comes in with a fastball, stings them, and takes up a point lead.
They've definitely exploited that, and Nazareth has been trying to do the same exact thing, as they will be faulted maybe a foot out of bounds. Oh, wait, no. It was awarded to Nazareth. I thought the whistle was called on their side, but they knot things back up at 16 each.
Got to be wary of those errors, Paulie. Got to not make mistakes on either side. For both teams, you got to be perfect to take a win in this set.
Especially now when each team is under 10 points away from winning the match. Oswego seems like they've been a little outmatched here, even though the score says that they are tied. Nazareth serves it to Oswego's side. That's Mick Reynolds sending it over. And that was Bazil getting it back over into Nazareth zone. That is on over to Oswego's side, and Nazareth has regained the lead. That is Sparkman again. Haven't said her name much, but when we have, she has scored.
Well, the last 8 points, Paulie, Nazareth has been 7-1. They've been phenomenal. It's exactly what they need to try and take a set win. Oswego's got to turn things around here fast.
Not a good look for a 13-3 win, as we saw some weird movements there. We check the score, and that will be for Oswego. Maybe a hand touched the net, and we're tied yet again. Like you said, Kenny, those errors are costly, and right now it could cost them a match. Up by Evans, met at the net. But well relocated, met at the net again. But Nazareth did one heck of a job to try and get it right back over to Oswego's zone. But Oswego said not today as they retake the lead. It's 18-17. What a match we have here, Kenny.
Yeah. I mean, after that first 9-0 run from Oswego, it's been close the rest of the way out. So for Oswego, again, playing much better up front along the nets, getting some good blocks. And for the Lakers, continuing to play sound up front and team cheering them on. Both of these sidelines have been phenomenal. Great energy from both squads.
I mean, that's what you need. You don't, again, that's the storyline today, winless. They're quiet right now, but once they start building that momentum, you can see the Nazareth side cheering their team on. And that's exactly what they need. But when Oswego scores, they're keeping the morale up. They're clapping, they're dancing. They're all having a good time here in the Max Zeal Gymnasium. Sparkman tried getting it there, but they found a weak spot in Oswego's floor plan. And it's 18-18. Each team is 7 points away from winning this set. For Oswego, it would mean a sweep over Nazareth. For Nazareth, it would mean that they are still alive here against Oswego. We'll go one serve at a time as West sends it over. Oswego, McReynolds, eaten up. Oswego gets their 19th point, and that was Fusilli, who looked like she took a hard fall getting to that ball. Getting the towel, sweeping up some moisture there. It's hot in this gym. If I'm sitting here and I'm sweating and they're running around like mad women.
Well, for Priscilla McReynolds, that's now her 8th kill in the night. And she put some oomph on the ball. I think that's the word I can use. Oomph. Maybe a spark, something of that nature. If she hits it, it goes flying.
I don't disagree.
I don't know if oomp's the word, but
I think so.
It's a sound.
I can hear it with an AirPod and a headset in, Kenny. Great way to keep the play alive, but goes out of bounds. 19-19, Nazareth is not dead yet. It's going to be Sarah Harvey to serve it for Nazareth. Over the net it goes. A weird carom off one of the players in Nazareth. They're doing the worm on the sideline, Kenny. Do you see that? Oh, my goodness.
This Nazareth squad has been fired up, especially in this third set. They've been phenomenal. And Oswego, obviously, again, looking to close things out here. Got to stop making errors. That one hits the ceiling and still gets called for Nazareth, though. I'm not quite sure how that's supposed to work, but point's a point for Nazareth.
The ceiling has Nazareth money line. But they call that point there for now. They're doing the worm on the sideline, Kenny. I'm off my rocker now. Oswego now to try to get it over. As they do it so nicely. That one lands in. No, it lands out. Nazareth is befuddled. And Oswego gains the point. It's 21-20. Oh, my goodness.
2021. Not a bad year.
It was a good year. They set it up for Fusilli. But Oswego trying to answer back. They get it over the net. That one set up. Sparkman met at the net, but recovers nicely. Oh, into the stands Nazareth goes. We just want to make sure that she's okay. And she is. She stands up. That is Madison Weth back on her feet. What a play to try and keep it alive, but cannot. Now Oswego will be serving here. Timeout. Nazareth 21-21. The score.
Well, Paulie, Nazareth now has the most points they've had in this set all night. Now at 21. Last time they only scored 20, so here we are. 25-20 in the first, 25-20 in the second. Now we're sitting at 21-21. So this is the closest that Nazareth has been all night long. Now, for Nazareth, right, we talk about these crucial plays. You cannot commit an error here. You have to play clean and have your best shots you've had all night to keep this thing going. For the Lakers, let it come to you. Defensively, you've been sound this whole time, right? Get a good chance, bump, set, spike. Has been the magic recipe for Oswego so far. So I think for the Lakers, let it come to you. Nazareth, don't make mistakes. Someone's got to go on a run here in order to win this one. I think you got to go up by 2 and make sure you can close this thing out for either squad. If we keep going point for point for point for point for point, it's going to be tough to see who's going to win this thing.
I think for either team, feed it to your top point getter. Tonight for Oswego, it's been Priscilla McReynolds. For Nazareth, we said her name a lot. It's Leah Fusilli. They seem to get their hands on the ball when it matters the most, sending it over the net. Let's see if they can do it here. Fusilli gets first jab at it, and she gets it into the far corner. Nazareth up 22-21. They've played great all night, but they are showing it here, as it will be Sparkman to send it on over. Now Oswego looking to come back and tie this game off of this serve. That one outside. Mental error strike again. 22-22. Oswego ties it without touching a thing. And Sparkman is off on the bench. It will be Oswego. Know the boundaries. They get it right in. Sending it over. Met at the net. Off of the hands of Grace Godovin, and Nazareth 23-22. They need 2 more points to win their 3rd set of the year. Oswego is trying to make it otherwise. The set hits the net on back-to-back serves. It goes out of bounds and then hits the net. That's been their most errors tonight, is either hitting the net on serves or getting it out of bounds. Oswego serves it over. They were almost looking to see if it was going out of bounds. Wise decision to play it there. Back over. It's Priscilla. She gets it up. Awkward way to get it on over, but they do. Met at the net, and Oswego is 1 point away from sweeping the winless Nazareth and timeout by them. Mental errors is the story of today, Kenny. We've seen it time and time again, not only from Oswego, but they cleaned it up. Nazareth, when they needed it the most, they were up by 1, and they were up by 2, and then they hit the net. They went out of bounds, and they could not get the ball when it was sent back over. A little tip drill again where no one was. What is happening with Nazareth?
It's those service errors, Paulie, and it's just those errors all night long. It takes the wind out of your sails, right? We've talked about it time and time again during this match. You cannot commit a service error this late into it. So now, Paulie, we got to set up for something really interesting. If Nazareth scores another point, we're looking at going to 26. If Oswego scores a point, match over. So it's match point for the Lakers. Are they going to finish this thing out and move to 14-3? Or is Nazareth going to pick up their 3rd set of the entire season? About to find out, Paulie.
Like you said here, this could be it for Nazareth. They send it over in the most anticlimactic way, like they've been doing all night. It is Priscilla McReynolds to get the winning point for Oswego. They sweep the winless Nazareth out from Lake Ontario, 25-20, 25-20, 25-23. The scores here today. What a great, great, great matchup between a winless team and a team who is now 14-3. Oswego did not look like it, but they have won today against Nazareth. Nazareth can look back today and see a lot of good things, but a lot of errors. Kenny, break this game down.
Paulie, it's exactly what it looks like, but it also is exactly not what it looks like. It's exactly what it looks like that Oswego swept Nazareth. They beat a non-winning team, but it also is not what it was supposed to be. 25-20, 25-20, 25-23. Nazareth played a heck of a match here. They played very well. Now, let's look at some of the stats. Now, Oswego moves to 14-3 on the season, 5-1 at home. Obviously, this is not a SUNY matchup, so it will not affect their conference record. But they pick up their 5th win in a row. Before they head on that road trip, and won't be back home again until October 24th. They take on the Morrisville Mustangs. Now, for Nazareth, they'll fall to 0-16, 0-8 on the road. It will not affect their Empire 8 record, so they'll sit continued tied at 9th. But that'll move their losing streak to 16 games in a row. And they'll move to 2-set wins and 48-set losses on the entire season. Paulie, it's a disappointing loss for Nazareth and a good win for the Lakers. But I think Nazareth has a lot from this game they can look at and go, man, we played a really, really good match. I think they played very well. They kept pace with a really, really good Lakers team. Oswego, I think, can look at the film and think of a few things they can improve on moving forward into SUNY play because this is a tough conference. And for Nazareth, getting into the Empire 8, again, another tough conference, a lot they can look at as well, but I think they can hang their heads a little bit higher than they have recently with this one right here.
4-game road trip for Oswego coming up, so to get a win at home in this stage must feel nice, but for Nazareth, you look at last year, they were a playoff team. They were 17-14, I believe, but now the wheels have fallen off this year, Kenny, and it is disappointing to see for them 0-16. It is just kind of unbearable for not only the players, for the staff, but for the fans. But for Oswego, they go 14-3. They won't play back at home until late October. They get a 5-game win streak going into that road trip, so let's see if that means anything, if they can keep this momentum up. They've been one of the best teams this year in the SUNY. As for Nazareth, the complete opposite in the spectrum. But anything else to add, Kenny?
Yeah, I mean, again, I'll just say the same things I said before. I think, Oswego has a lot to look on this game and be happy about. Next matchup is going to be at Plattsburgh on October 10th. It'll be up at Memorial Hall, starts at 6 p.m. They'll keep that road trip up in the North Country, taking on Potsdam that next Saturday. October 11th at Jerry Welsh Gymnasium, both SUNY matchups for the Lakers. 2 wins that they'll need to continue to move well in the SUNY as SUNY playoffs rapidly approach. But, Paulie, send us home.
All right, well, we want to thank everyone for joining us in the Max Zeal Gymnasium. The final matchup, Oswego State sweeps Nazareth. Thank you all for joining. I am Paulie Beatty, coincided by Kenny Gerard. Thank you for joining us on WTOP 10 Women's Volleyball. Thank you very much. Have a good night.